All right, I'm back. I got my cup of tea. I had a break from reading Tau stuff, and now we're going to jump into the Astra Militarum. The Guard, the Imperial Guard. The Imperial Guard. Oh, it's 10 times better. A little Twinings Earl Grey fixes this right up. All right, so we got two add-ons for the Guard in this book. Not just the regular Joe Blow, dying in the trenches for humanity guardsmen, but also the fancy boys and the stormtroopers. We're not going to call them a Tempestus Science, we're going to call them stormtroopers, because they're stormtroopers. Jackbooted stormtroopers. Like Brian Ansel intended. All right, so once again, we start with the name generator. It's so weird. I'm so used to the name generator being at the end, but now it's at the beginning, and I even remember my dice this time. And they give you one for 4 different regiments. Cadians, Catachans, Valhallans, and Vostroyans, which I think is funny. Then you get your Regimental Docs in here, so you can make your own doctrine if you want, which is kind of cool. So you can basically make up your own regiment. Some tank aces, some stratagems, and then of course the Ordo Tempestus, a supplement for the stormtroopers. So I'm a Canadian shock trooper. Let's see what we got here. We got some 32. My first name is Ackerman. 45. Ackerman Nimes. It's the least Canadian side I've ever heard in my life. Oh, Canadian shock troops, you're the best. What if I was from Catachan? I'd be 53. Ice Creek 54. Ice Creek Dane. That actually ain't bad. Valhallan 36. Shonen 32. Vorn. And then Vostroyan, 22. Sofia 23. Culpin. I like Ice Creek. I'm into it. Ice Creek Dane. It's got a Canadian sound to it. So let's jump right in, get to the Regimental Docs. Much like build your own Space Marine chapter, or in the last video, build your own Tau Sept. This is combine 2 of these things to make your own regiment. Now, one of these is just straight up a previous regiment. So if you like playing Catachans, I know Owen does, because rerolling your number of shots on guard tanks can be amazing. You can just take that and then get something else now, because Gunnery Expert is 1. If you're a vehicle, reroll the number of dice for shots. You reroll the die. 1 of the dice. Spotter details, add 6 to the range characteristic of heavy weapons with a range of at least 24. Disciplined shooters, when an infantry model with this doctrine shoots with a rapid fire weapon against a unit within 18, double the number of attacks it normally makes, rather than following the normal rapid fire weapon rules. Fire from the hip. Infantry models with this doctrine can shoot rapid fire weapons when they are equipped with, even if they advanced, but they're minus 1 to hit. Combined aspects. When resolving an Overwatch attack with a vehicle from the regiment that you just made up from this doctrine, if you're within 3 of another regiment vehicle with this doctrine, a 5+ scores a hit. So 5+ Overwatch. It's kind of cool. Agile warriors. When infantry units with this doctrine advanced, they can reroll the roll. Pyromaniacs. When resolving attack with a flamer, heavy flamer, or twin flamer, reroll wound rolls of 1. Wilderness survivors. There it is. That sounds good for Ice Creek Dane. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon against the infantry unit with this doctrine, if that unit did not advance in the pre-movement phase, it's treated as having the benefit of cover to its saving throws. It's kind of cool. So you always have cover, basically, unless you advanced. In your infantry. Sorry, not just everybody. This isn't Tyranids. They don't just hand out cover to the whole army. Jury-rigged repairs. At the start of your turn, roll 1d6 for each vehicle model from your army with this doctrine that's lost any wounds. On a 2+ it gets a wound back. On a 5+ it gets D3 wounds back. That's kind of cool. Built-in repairing. That one sounds like it might be popular with gunnery experts. The Lord's Approval. Resolving attack made with a melee weapon by a regiment/infantry model with this doctrine within 9 of another regiment/officer model. Improve the AP by 1. Monster Hunters. When resolving attack made with a heavy weapon by a model of this doctrine against a monster unit, an unmodified wound of 6 gets a mortal wound. And then Slum Fighters. Resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by an infantry unit with this doctrine, a modified hit of 6 scores an additional hit. Kind of cool for Ogrins. And then rules for tank aces. Now this is pretty cool. So if Astra Militarum character is your Warlord, rather than getting a Warlord trait, you can instead select a tank ace ability for an Astra Militarum vehicle in your army. So you can not get a Warlord trait, you can make somebody an ace instead. The Warlord is still the Warlord, but doesn't get anything, unless I guess they're the tank that you give it to. Maybe. They can't have the Brood Brothers keyword. Nah. No, the same vehicle models cannot be given tank ace abilities. Some vehicle models cannot be given tank ace abilities. Tank abilities to be selected, write them down and note them on your roster. If you have an Astra Mili character model in your army, you also have access to the Tank stratagem. So 1 CP, get the stratagem. Use stratagem before the battle, select a Astra Mili vehicle without the Brood Brothers keyword from your army. That model can be given a tank ability from the corresponding list below. Named characters cannot be given a tank ability, and no model can have more than one. So basically you could buy an additional tank ability, one more, because you can only use it once per battle, on top of the one you're giving up your Warlord Trait for. So they're all classified by the kind of tank you're in. So main battle tank, so it's vehicle and Leman Russ. You can be a master mechanic, resolving attack with a ranged weapon against this unit when reduce the damage characters can attack by 1 to a minimum 1. Slow and purposeful in your shooting phase when resolving an attack made by this model. If you did not move or move less than half your characteristic, you can reroll wound rolls of 1. Weapon expert, improve the armor penetration characteristic of the turret weapons. This model is equipped with by 1. Armored rush in your shooting phase. This model can shoot with turret weapons it's equipped with even if advanced. And then up armored has a save of 2+. That one feels like it's going to be kind of popular. And then steel commander, you can use a additional tank order each turn if you're a tank commander. So support aces. This is vehicle / Basilisk, Wyvern, Hydra, Manticore, Deathstrike. So full payload. Do not roll to determine the damage characteristic of weapons this model is equipped with. They have the max value of all time. Hey! So I think D3 damage is flat 3 damage. That's amazing. Shatterer of Will. I just like the name of that one. I want to have the nickname Shatterer of Will. My mom probably would have called me the Shatterer of Will. In shooting phase, after you've resolved all of the attacks made with this model, select one enemy unit that's any of these attacks scored a hit against. And to the end of that turn, subtract 2 from the leadership characteristic of that unit. So basically you break people's spirits. Well-stocked magazines. When rolling to determine the type characteristic, you can reroll any or all of the dice. So if you're taking the doctrine that lets you do it, then you probably don't need this one, but it could be handy. And then super heavies, so vehicle Titanic units. Inspiring might. When you take a morale test for military units within 6 of this model, roll an additional d6 and discard one of the dice. Hull down deployment. This model receives the benefit of cover until the first time it moves. Could be cool. Steadfast Leviathan. If your army is battle-forged, this model gains the regimental doctrine of its regiment, even if it's in a super heavy auxiliary detachment. So even if you're by yourself and you're just one tank, if you're not playing with 3 super heavy tanks, which you rarely are, although anybody just takes them in a civilian command attachment, that goes without saying. You get your benefits. Kind of cool. And then new strats. Everybody gets these. All the Militarum dudes. You can take some sweet new bonus strats. Like Relentless. Use a stratagem for 1 CP at the start of your turn. Select a vehicle model, except Titanic models that has damage. It gets to use the top row of its damage table. Sweet. 1 CP for Direct Onslaught. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a Manticore or Wyvern model from your army is chosen to shoot. Till the end of the phase, when resolving attack made with a Storm Eagle rocket or Wyvern quad Storm Shard mortar, add 1 to the hit roll. But it has to be against you that's visible to it. 1 CP for Experienced Eye. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when an Astra Mili Veterans unit from your army is chosen to shoot with until the end of that phase when resolving an attack made with a weapon by a model in that unit and improve its AP by 1. Furious Charge. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when an Ogre unit from your army finishes the charge move. You can select an enemy unit within 1 inch of that model and roll a die on a 4+ take a mortal wound for every model in the unit. So they just get that. They get 4+ impact hits. Splash damage for 1 CP. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a Hellhound model from your army is chosen to shoot with until the end of that phase. Resolving attack made with a Chem Cannon, Inferno Cannon, or Melta from a model that is receiving the benefit of cover. You can reroll the wound roll. And then Concentrated Fire. Use stratagem in your shooting phase when a heavy weapon squad from your army is chosen to shoot with. Select 1 enemy unit until the end of that phase. Attacks made by models in that heavy weapon squad unit must target that enemy unit. And when resolving those attacks, add 1 to the hit roll for any attacks made with a weapon from the heavy weapons list. So most of a hit if you concentrate all your fire for the squad. 1 CP for Strike First, Strike Hard. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase in the first battle round when Armored Sentinels or Scout Sentinels from your army is chosen to shoot with. And to the end of that phase, when resolving an attack, get +2 to hit. Shield of Flesh for 1 CP. Oh god. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when an infantry unit from your army that is within 3 inches of a friendly Bogrun's unit is chosen to be the target of attack. Till the end of the phase, resolving an attack made against the infantry unit if the Bogrun's unit is closer, they're -1 to hit. 2 CPs for Hail of Fire. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a Leman Russ model from your army is chosen to shoot with. Till the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made by a weapon by that model against a vehicle unit, do not roll to determine the type. It's just max shots. Get some sweet max shots for 2 CPs. Rolling Death, 1 CP. Use stratagem in your shooting phase when a Torox model from your army is chosen to shoot with. Till the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made by that model, if that model is moved less than half its move characteristic in the preceding movement phase, add 1 to the hit roll. So creep up with your dudes and get +1 hit. Head first. Weird name for a stratagem. 1 CP, use a stratagem in your charge phase when a unit from your army is chosen to charge with. Until the end of that phase, if that unit disembarked from a Chimera in that turn, when making a charge roll for that unit, add 1 to the result. And then 1 CP for focus bombardment. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a master of ordnance from your army is chosen to shoot with. Till the end of that phase, the artillery barrage it's equipped with is a type characteristic of 6. And then death maneuvering for 1 CP. Use a stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase when an armored sentinel from your army is chosen as a target of an attack. Till the end of the phase, when resolving an attack against that unit, have any damage inflicted. And then 1 CP for Psychic Conclave. Use stratagem at the start of your Psychic phase. Select 1 Weird Vein Psychers unit from your army and 1 friendly Astra Mili Primera Psyker within 6. Until the end of that phase, when a Psych test is taken for a model in either unit, add 2 to the result. In addition, until the end of that phase, each of those units can attempt to manifest an additional Psychic power. It's pretty cool for 1 CP. And then into the Order of the Stormtroopers. We're not going to call them Order Tempestus. We're not going to call them, we're just going to call them Stormtroopers. We're calling them Imperial Guard and Stormtroopers because change is bad. So you can make your own regiments of Stormtroopers now and give them a name. Such as one of the following. The 54th Scion Jackals, the 32nd Thetoid Eagles, the 43rd Iotan Dragons, the 55th Capic Eagles, and the 9th Ioshan Gorgons. So the Ioshians get 2. They get the Dragons and the Gorgons. If your army contains units with both the Regiment and Tempestus Science keywords, you must choose a different keyword to replace each of the keywords in those units' data sheets. So they can't be the same. And then Regimental Doctrines. If your army's battleforged, all Tempestus Regiment units in a military Tempestus detachment gain the following. Sorry. Detachment. Gain a Regimental Doctrine selected from the side below. Excuse me. Get your regiment, get your doctrine. Oh, it's such a mouthful. Auxiliary advisors. The following can be included even if they don't have the military Tempestus keyword. Note, however, they don't benefit from themselves. So engine seers, servitors, priests, crusaders, aeronautic imperialis units, militarum auxiliary units, and officio praefectus units, and scholastica psychana units. So you get to be from you can be Stormtroopers. You can be Death from the Dark, the 54th Scion Jackals. Each model destroyed by an attack made by a model with his doctrine or shooting phase is treated as 2 for the morale phase, because you execute them. Predatory Strike for the 32nd Thetoid Eagles. Resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model with this doctrine against a unit that is within half, and a modified roll of hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. You get the prized weaponry of the 133rd Lambden Lions. Lambden Lions. The names are so dumb. Improve the armor penetration characteristic of weapons models with this doctrine by 1. 43rd Ioshan Dragoons get get crack shots. Add 6 to the range characteristic of rapid fire weapons models with this doctrine are equipped with. The mobilized infantry, the 55th Capic Eagles. Infantry models with this doctrine do not suffer the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons. When resolving an attack made by a model with this doctrine in a turn in which it disembarked for a transport, add +1 to hit. And then Resolute Heroism from the 9th Ioshan Gorgons. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by an infantry model with this doctrine against the close enemy unit, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. So, what? Half range, close enemy unit. So like it's the same rule for the Thetoid Eagles and the Ioshan Gorgons. It's just this one's all the time, and it's within half. And this one's closest unit, and only for infantry, and that's it. Like, why would you not just take this one? It's just better, because it applies to everybody, and it's within half. I don't get it. It's just better. It's the same rule, but better. I don't like when they do that. You gotta come with a new rule. And then heirlooms of the regiments. So each of the different regiments get a different one. And they replace your normal relic that you can take. The Hound's Teeth for the Cyan Jackals replace the Chainsword. Plus 1 strength, -2 AP and 2 damage. It's a pretty baller weapon. And it makes 3 additional attacks to the weapon. When resolving attack against an Eldari, you can reroll the wound roll because they don't like the pointy ears. Fire Judgment, the 32nd Theroid Eagles for a Hotshot Lads pistol. It becomes 12-inch range, pistol 2, strength 3, AP dash, damage dash. When resolving an attack with a weapon, a successful hit does just a mortal wound. Why not? Refractor Field Generator. It's for the 133rd Lambton Lions only. Get a 5+ invul save for all units within 6 that are Lambton Lions. So all you and your friends, they get a cool bonus 5+ invul save within 6. Your little baby Azrael. The Emperor's Fury for an Ioshan Dragons model with a plasma pistol. It's a plasma pistol, but it's pistol 3 instead of being pistol 1. And other than that, it's basically the same. And you're dead if you roll a 1 to hit. The distraction charges for the 55th Capic Eagles. When resolving an Overwatch attack made by a friendly 55th Capic Eagle or Capic Eagle model within 3 of a model with this relic, if the attack scores a hit, the target is slowed until the end of the phase. When resolving a roll made for a slowed unit, have the result. Sorry, charge roll made for that unit, have the result. So half your charge roll if you get hit by that. Blessed Bolt Gun. It's 9th Ioshan Gorgons model. Replaces their bolt gun. It's a 12-inch range, rapid fire 1. So it only rapid fires at 6 inches. I mean, that's a bolt gun. You lost 12 inches of range. But it's strength 5 -2, 2 damage. As weapon can target a character unit even if it's not the closest. When resolving attack against a Psyker, it's damage 3. And then your Militarum Tempestus Warlord Traits for all the different regiments. The Cyan Jackals at started the first battle round before the first turn begins. Select up to 3 54th Cyan Jackals units from your army and remove them from the battlefield. And then set them up again. Just as normal. You just get to redeploy. If both players have abilities to do this, the winner roll die and the winner gets to do it first. The Uncompromising Prosecution of the 32nd Theroid Eagles. Resolving attack made with a Hotshot Lasgun, Hotshot Las Pistol, or Hotshot Volley Gun by a friendly 32nd Theroid Eagles model within 6 this Warlord. And a modified roll of 6 has an arm penetration characteristic of -4 because you just headshot everybody. The Keys to the Armory for the 133rd Lambton Lions. Reroll hit rolls of 1 for attacks made with ranged weapons by models in friendly 133rd Lambton Lions units within 6 of the Warlord. So you're like a little baby Space Marine captain. You just want to be a Space Marine. Precision targeting for the 43rd Ioshan Dragons. Start of the shooting phase, select one enemy unit within 18 inches of the Warlord until the end of that phase when resolving attack made by the friendly 43rd Ioshan Dragons model within, while this unit's within 6 of the Warlord. They don't get cover. That's a consolation prize compared to the previous one. Master Vox for the 55th Capic Eagles. When using this Warlord's voice of command ability, it can issue orders to friendly 55th Capic Eagles infantry units within 24 inches. In addition, while this Warlord's embarked within a transport model, it can still use voice of command ability when doing so. Make any measurements from their hull. He just yells out of it. He's got loudspeakers on the sides. And the Sanctity of Spirit for the 9th Ioshan Gorgons. They're so saintly and holy. When a psych test is taken for an enemy psyker within 24 of this Warlord, the model suffers a peril on any double. He's just so pious. He's just the botherer of the Emperor. And then we got some sweet stratagems, and we're on to them. We're on to the forearm, boys. So for 1 CP, you can use point blank efficiency. Sorry, that's not efficiency, it's efficacy? What? I mean, you could have just said efficiency, but you said efficacy instead. 1 CP is stratagem in your shooting phase when a Militarum Tempestus unit from your army is chosen to shoot with until the end of that phase, and resolving attack made with a Hotshot Lasgun, Hotshot Las Pistol, or Hotshot Volley Gun by a model in that unit against a unit within half range, +1 strength. So strength 4 hotshots, kind of cool. But it costs you CP. 1 CP for Unquestioning Obedience. Use stratagem in the morale phase. Select one Tempestor Prime or Commissar model from your army. Until the end of that phase, when a morale test is taken for a friendly Militarum Tempestus unit within 12, it's automatically passed. Don't roll any dice. 1 CP for Precision Drop. Use stratagem in the movement phase. Select an Aeronautica Imperialis model with the Flyer Battlefield roll and the Grab Shoot Insertion ability. So basically a Valkyrie. Until the end of the phase, when a Militarum Tempestus unit with the Aero Drop ability embarks, aboard that model disembarks, that unit must be set up more than 5 away from enemy models instead of more than 9. If that model moved more than 20 inches in the phase, do not roll a d6 for each model. No models are destroyed. They're just real good at dropping out, and they can drop real close. Time to get satchel charging. 2 CPs for Hammer Blow. Use stratagem in your shooting phase when a model is destroyed by an attack made by an Aeronautica Imperialis model with the flyer battlefield rule from your army. That destroyed model's unit is pinned until the start of your next turn. Have the result of any advance and charge rolls made for pinned units. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model from pinned units, subtract 1 from the hit rolls. Pinning should just be a rule in 40k. It used to be a rule. It should still be a rule. It's a modern warfare reality. People should get pinned. Just bring back pinning. 9th edition, bring back pinning. 1 CP for advanced countermeasures. Use the stratagem before the battle. Select 1 Valkyrie model from your army. When you declare the model will hover, it does not lose its hard-to-hit ability. Ho ho hoi! That's pretty cool. 1 CP for tactical air control. Use the stratagem at the start of the shooting phase. Select 1 officer of the fleet model from your army until the end of the phase. When picking an enemy unit for that model's air raid requested or strafing coordinates ability, you can measure the range and visibility from any friendly military Tempestus unit in the battlefield that is a Voxcaster instead of just this one. And when you roll 2d6 for the model's air raid requested ability, add 2 to the roll. 1 CP for the Progeny of Conflict. Use stratagem before the battle. After Progeny of Conflict, if this was a Iggy Pop song, they'd say "Runaway Son of a Nuclear A-Bomb." Use this stratagem before the battle after nominating your Warlord. Select 1 Militarum Tempestus character model from your army that does not have a Warlord trait and determine a Warlord trait for them. Hooray! They become Iggy Pop. It has to be unique. And you can use this once per battle. 1 CP for Echo and the Bunnyman's Killing Zone. The Killing Zone, it uses stratagem in your shooting phase. After you've shot with a Tempestus Regiment unit from your army, it has to be infantry. Select 1 enemy unit that has any models destroyed as a result of attacks made by models from that unit in the phase until the end of that phase. When resolving an attack made by a friendly Tempestus Regiment infantry model from the against that enemy unit, add 1 to the wound roll. And then 1 CP for the that one is still Tempestus. So now we're on to the 6 regimental ones. So the first one's for the Capic Eagles. Tactical Misdirection. Misdirection. Use stratagem in your shooting phase when a unit is destroyed by an attack made by a 55th Capic Eagle unit from your army. In the opponent's next shooting phase, when resolving an attack made by an enemy model against a unit other than that specific 55th Capic Eagle unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. If that 55th Capic Eagles unit is the closest visible unit from your army. So you can walk up, CP that unit, kill someone with that unit, and then anybody who's further away than that unit when your opponent shoots, they're -1 hit against them because they're like, look at us, look at us. That feels like sacrificing yourself for the cause. 1 CP drill to perfection. Use stratagem in your opponent's charge phase before a 43rd Iocian Dragons unit from your... I'm just gonna start saying Imagine Dragons. One of the Imagine Dragons units from your army fires Overwatch. Until the end of that phase, when resolving an Overwatch attack made by a model in that unit, a hit roll of 4+ scores a hit. That's pretty cool. And that could be for a super heavy tank, because it just says an Imagine Dragons unit. I'm just going to call that now. 1 CP for Elusive Hunters for the 54th Scion Jackals. And this one is use stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase when a 54th Scion Jackals unit from your army is chosen as the target of an attack. Until the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by an enemy model against that unit that's not within half, it's -1 to hit. 1 CP for Gifts from the Mechanicus. Use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a 133rd Lambton Lions unit from your army is chosen to shoot. Until the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made with a hotshot las gun, hotshot las pistol, or hotshot volley gun by a model in that unit, unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts a mortal wound, and the attack sequence ends. Woo! Fish for 6s, get mortal wounds. You go Mechanicus. And then full charge. This is use a stratagem in your shooting phase when a 32nd Thetoid Eagle's Torox Prime model from your army is chosen to shoot with. Until the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made by a model against that enemy unit within 12, you can reroll the hit roll. And then for the Daring Descent for the 99th Imagine Gorgons stratagem. Imagine Gorgons. Use the stratagem in your movement phase. Select 1 9th Imagine Gorgons unit from your army that was set up in high altitude transport until the end of the battle. When you set up that unit on the battlefield using the aerial drop ability, they can be within 5, not within 9, but you can't charge that turn. So it's the satchel charge time. And we're on to the Cult of the Four-Armed Emperor. We're on to the glorious father and his plans for the galaxy that involve peace and love and getting your face impregnated. You can tell it's been a long day. So anyway, we're going to leave this here and we'll jump in with the next section. You can go to the videos up in the cards up here if you want to watch all 3 of these reviews today for the 3 various organizations. So that was Militarum Tempestus. You can check out the Tau previous one that I did, which also includes the Farsight Enclaves, and we'll jump into some Genestealer cults in the next video. So anyway, big thanks for watching. Thanks, Ash. Happy gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.